Yeah. So you said your goal was to build 3 practices and you built 2, right? And so what happened at 2?
Right. So in 2017, so 2007-8 was when I birthed the first one. And then 2013-14 is when I birthed the second one. And then 2017, I was on my way to doing the third. And then I started this online community and it's on Facebook. And I started it for fun, had no intentions of it being a business because who's heard of a business on Facebook, right? And so in 2017, I started an online forum, online community, and I called it Mommy Dentist in Business because those are all the hats that I wear. So I'm a mom, I'm a dentist, I'm a business owner, and I wanted to collect all the women that were like me. I said, I want to get to know all the women that are like me, that understand me and what I have to do, because it wasn't enough if you didn't have a practice, right? If you're working at a hospital or you're working for somebody else, but you are not providing a paycheck for somebody else, then you cannot experience what I'm experiencing, right? If you are a woman and you're not taking care of 3 children or 2 children or 1 child, you still don't know what my life is like every day. And that is why I created that forum. And then it just blew up. That community just blew up.
Why do you
And
think that is?
I think I hit a nerve. I think there were a lot of women that was seeking support and a lot of women that was seeking like-minded women to talk to because we're all spread out in the US. And I think that online is easy, right? You don't have to physically be somewhere. It's convenient. We're all walking through the same thing. And then I slowly began to open it up to non-business owners because many of them would sell their practice and go through a phase where they were not a business owner for like a year and then buy another one. Or,
Mm.
and then, and it was on, off, on, off. Or there were a lot of people who were business owners with their family, like their spouse or their parents or their sister or their uncle. And so they owned it in partnership. They weren't 100%, but they still were responsible. So that definition started to change and the community just grew and grew. And of course, because it's on Facebook, not everybody's on Facebook, right? So the demographic, the majority of the demographic that I serve, that population is on Facebook, but then there's another demographic on Instagram. And so we have these 2 platforms that we use for support and giving resources. So it's not just clinical information and it's not just about practice ownership, but it's also about motherhood and all the feels that we have and the guilty feelings that we have when we're at work and we're not with our 6-month-old baby, or we're at home with a child or 2 and we're guilty of feeling, oh my God, I should be at work. I need to see this emergency patient. So there's a lot of emotions that go back and forth. And there are very few people that know how to compartmentalize the emotional aspect of it. It's very hard to separate it all out. And so we have these discussions online on how to best deal with that, or solutions, how to best schedule your day so you could have the best of both worlds. So isn't that why we became a dentist? To have flexibility? Isn't that why we became a practice owner? To have the decision and power making to say, I'm going to take this week off. And that is what we try to do, is have those discussions, try to help each other create balance in our lives, and try to create a forum where people are feeling supported. Questions come up all the time like, hey, this employee was doing XYZ. How do you handle it? Or, hey, this patient put up a negative review of me online. How do I handle it? So all of these topics come up, and it's a forum of healthy discussion, and no one is there to judge. No one is there to be negative or toxic. It's all about support.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my third baby. So instead of doing the third
Ah.
practice, this kind of took over. And when this became a business, it evolved into podcast, webinars, live events, online events. I had to get accredited to provide continuing education, in CMEs or CE, CL8, people call it all these different things. And so I am now an education provider.